Hello and welcome to the monthly energy reading for October 2024. My name is Rachel. I'm an emotional and spiritual wellness practitioner, and we're going to be taking a look at the energies that could be coming up for the collective this month. We do have our solar eclipse with our new moon in Libra. We're in Libra season now. I hope eclipse season is treating you better than it's treating me. It's been a little rough, a little rocky. I have some things in my birth chart that align within 1 degree of both the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse, so things have been challenging. So I also wanted to share that I am opening up one-on-one sessions for the month of October that will be available in the description. If you wanted to book a one-on-one with me, I do 30-minute card reading coaching sessions, so the schedule is open for October. And so let's go ahead and get into the energy reading. We're going to take a look at a couple of themes. I'm going to pull a tarot theme and then some oracle themes. We'll do some supporting energies with the tarot as well. So let's see what our first theme is for October. I also hope the weather is better near you. I know we've had some crazy weather. It was 117 degrees in Phoenix on Saturday. Happy fall. All right, our first energetic theme from the tarot. Got a couple. Let's see, is there another one? These two. Okay. So we had the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So let's tune in here for our first theme. Ace of Wands energy. This year really has been so much about, like, especially like in the eclipse season reading, if you caught that, there was a lot of energy about like raw creative potential coming through. And this is like, if you want to start something in any area of your life, if you're starting something new, maybe it's a new relationship, it's a new job opportunity, a new idea, a new hobby, like it could be any big or small, anything that you want to start, like this feels like a good time to do that. Yes, eclipse season is very much like about fated energies coming through, about the universe kind of redirecting you. But like take what you've learned from these last couple of weeks and from the next couple of weeks coming up, because there is kind of a lingering effect of eclipse season a couple weeks after the eclipse is finished. So on the 2nd, a couple weeks after that, take some time to reflect on like what has come up for you these past couple of weeks, these past few weeks, and these next upcoming weeks. Like what has changed? What have you been redirected to? And how can you start moving towards that? Because we also have the Knight of Swords here, and the Knight of Swords has a lot of forward momentum energy. Swords is mentality, it's focus, it's mindset, thoughts. There's like a fierceness with the swords, right? There's a, you could argue there's a fierceness with every element, but there's like this very clear ferocity almost with the Knight of Swords here. And so this feels like forward momentum on the things that are actually aligned for you, right? Because if you're like me, you've tried a lot of things, and that's like part of the human experience, right? It's part of the process of being human, is that like we learn what we don't want from our experiences, we learn what we do want from our experiences of what we don't want. It's the contrast, it's trial and error, it's taking action before you feel ready, right? So long as it's not like something that isn't for you. So how can you bring in some discernment with that? I'm going to pull a supporting energy card here to see, with this Ace of Wands energy, this King of Swords energy, like what is supporting this theme this month? Another few cards popping out. Okay. I hope I was saying Knight of Swords when I saw this, or when I was speaking to this. I may have said King. They both start with a K, but I just had the Knight of Swords fall out of my other tarot deck. So this is really interesting here. I had 3 cards fall out for this supporting energy. We have the 3 of Wands, which came up in the solar eclipse reading. We had the Knight of Swords come up, and we had the 7 of Swords come up. And so like having all of these cards come together, this really, like with these supportive energy cards, this really does feel like discernment to me, especially having the Knight of Swords coming up twice, like as a supportive energy for this Knight of Swords and this Ace of Wands energy. It's like, yes, we have all this opportunity for expansion, for moving forward, for new creative potentials, for bringing in what we want. And this feels like being thoughtful and intentional with it, right? Because we have the 7 of Swords here as well. And so it feels like, you know, with this card, it does sometimes feel like where are you lying to yourself in the most loving way possible? Like, we all do it. It's a part of being human and being alive. It's that like we sometimes delude ourselves in order to fit our reality so that we're safe and we're able to function and operate in the world. It's just a part of it. And so this feels like creating deeper connection with yourself so that you can get clear on the actions that you are meant to be taking that are actually aligned with what we are opening up to, what we are meant for, so to speak, right? With this fated energy, bringing it, being brought in through the eclipse energy. This feels very much like, don't let your old self dictate your current reality, dictate your future reality. Don't let your old self, your old wounds and patterns and habits be what creates your future. So that means taking into consideration how you have been and looking at where you want to be and figuring out what the gap is between that, right? Like, what is the difference? What is the change that needs to happen for you to embody this more expansive, aligned version of yourself, right? Okay, I'm down with this. This is great. I'm loving this message. So let's pull our first oracle card here. This is Starseed Oracle, Rebecca Campbell. Let's see what our second energetic theme is this month. Cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. This feels in relation to eclipse season and like working with whatever it is that you're going through right now, whatever it is you're experiencing, whatever kinds of upheavals or tower moments that you've been experiencing, like what is happening beneath that, right? Like, what is the purpose of this kind of shattering, this kind of shuffling around of things, this shifting, really? It's like things are changing, energies are coming through to support us, and because more light is coming in, like things that are, sorry about the car noise, I'm right by a street, things that are not true, are not real, that are of false power, false pretenses, false, like ego-based things, right? Like the illusion that we have been fed, the matrix, so to speak, right? A lot of people refer to the world as that, like, you know, we're coming out of the matrix, we are ascending, and we're going into a true reality rather than a human ego-based reality. And this isn't shitting on the human in any way. Like, we're great. We have purpose. It's our egos that get us a little messy. And even then, like, this whole idea of killing your ego, like, that's not the most loving way to approach it, right? Anyways, so this feels like the shedding of falsehood, of things that aren't of love and of truth. So let me get a supporting energy card here for this cracked open. I love the imagery here, and the colors are so pretty. Okay, supporting energy. Okay, we have more knights. Wow, okay. This is really interesting. A little, I was gonna say spectacular. I don't want to be dramatic, but I'm not being dramatic, I'm being me. So we have the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and we have the Eight of Cups. Interesting. I mean, the Eight of Cups energy is so much, I feel like it's been coming up a lot for me personally, but also I've just been seeing it coming up a lot for a lot of people. And it very much does speak to this moving away from the falsehood, our false reality, our false identity, which comes from a place of fear, I'm kind of picking up on. And like this Knight energy, both of these Knights coming through feel so sturdy and solid and like focused. Like the Knight energy is air energy, and I'm really picking up on the focus and the like, it's almost like blinders on, but not in an unhealthy way. It's in a very like determined way, in a very like aligned way. Like, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing, and I am moving in that direction, and nothing can pull me off that path, right? Speaking again of like this eclipse energy that realigns us to our destined path, our fated path, which is really just aligning us to what is of highest good for us. It's like that. It's like we're being picked up and put on the path that we know in our heart of hearts, in our souls, is meant for us, and we are not going to like falter. We will obviously, you know, make missteps, right? But that is a part of the journey, a part of the process, because again, like, we have to experience what we don't want to get in alignment with what we do want, right? So like, we're going to maybe get off the path and then get back on the path, but we're being redirected into our future, like the future Earth that we have been connecting with and that we're here to bring into reality. This Knight of Cups energy, it does feel like I'm feeling the soothing nurture of the water, right? Like the Knight cards, they're in the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, they're depicted as men, but the tarot cards are inherently neutral, really. There can be like some masculine, feminine energies that come in with our understandings of masculine and feminine energies, but truly like there's a lot of neutrality in these energies. And so I am feeling this like this showing up for yourself in a way that like is tender and gentle and nurturing, right? Like, we have the world trying to take us down and tear us down enough. Like, we don't need to be doing that to ourselves, right? And this Knight of Pentacles, this feels like a return to the earth. This feels like a return to like our roots with earth. And yes, it's possible that you have a hard time being on earth. I know that that's very common in the spiritual community. A lot of us don't feel like we're at home on earth, but we're here for a reason. I'm sure I have said this in videos prior, in readings previously, that like we are here for a reason. We came to earth for a reason, even if, you know, maybe you haven't had many previous lives on earth, like your energy is needed here. And like, there's so much magic in the earth, right? Like, there's so much magic in the physical material world that the spiritual community, like spiritual ego, can kind of discredit sometimes. Not, you know, calling out anyone in specific. I'm, you know, guilty of it as well. It's easy to kind of be like, the world is so screwed up, like there's no hope. Or it can be like, you know, like I'm above the material world kind of thing, which isn't true. And so this feels like a return to the earth. So we're having this nurture energy, especially if you are experiencing this cracking open energy, this rock bottom energy that is in this card. and this call to surrender to the alchemy of life. Like, if shit is hard, first of all, I feel you. I'm grateful that you're here. And I'm sorry life is hard. Sometimes it just is, you know? God, it just really is. And it's hard to kind of keep going. And like, I love this night energy that's coming through. That's kind of like, we have what it takes to move forward. Like, we have what it takes for us to continue on, to carry on. I personally have been feeling a lot of like, what's the effing point coming through, for me personally. And so I'm really digging this night energy. I feel so much support and protection from the night archetypes, the night cards. And so coming back to this, like, nurturing yourself, returning to the earth, like, it really is a matter of looking at how you are taking care of yourself. What can you do to help just make things a little bit easier for yourself if you are going through this transformation where shit is just kind of falling apart, it feels, or it's just like you're not moving forward, or like whatever it is for you, that it's just like really uncomfortable and you're in this change and you're like, is it gonna get better? What can you do to take care of yourself? It can be a small thing, just whatever it is. Like, do you need to get more sleep? Do you need to drink more water? Do you need to eat? Maybe you forget to eat food. Maybe you need to shift what it is you're consuming in like social media and TV and things like that. Maybe you need to hang out with different people. Like, really take some time to reflect on this, on like what it is that could be like triggering you, or just making things a little bit like too hard for you, or just like things that aren't in alignment for you, right? Like, take a look at those things and see like where you can make changes in those areas. Okay. Our third theme is coming from a dragon oracle deck. We're going to get some dragon energy, see what comes through for us this month, October. Okay, we have the dusky pink dragon from Andromeda. Andromeda is like a sister to our solar system. Prepares all your chakras to embody higher love. Accept and radiate higher love. Touch others with its flame. This feels like the returning to truth energy that I was speaking of. Like, we are of love. Our souls are infinite love, infinite light. And this is a call to return to that, right? Like, this is a call to get clear on what isn't love in your life and to bring in more love. It's again coming back to asking, like, how do you need to take care of yourself? What do you need to do to make things a little bit easier for yourself? How can you bring more joy and peace and like pleasantness into your life? I know that can be really challenging, for a lot of reasons, a lot of different reasons for people. But like, what else are we doing here? You know, we're not here to have just a hard time our whole lives. Especially not if you're watching this video. Like, you're meant to choose something different. If you are aligning with what I'm saying, like, we are meant to choose something different from what's been shown to us and what's been given to us, what we've defaulted to based on everything that has come before us. Things only are the way they are because everyone that came before us said that that's the way that things are. And like, who the hell are they to tell us the way things are? We all have infinite wisdom within us. We all have access to it. We are all infinite love. And that can be hard to see and understand. But it starts with like the self-reflection, the coming back to what's true for you and getting clear on how you can take care of yourself so that you can bring more of that love out into your life. So let's get a supporting energy here for our dusky pink dragon from Andromeda. And like there are musical notes that the dragon is surrounded by, and it's holding a little cricket. And so there is, you know, this energy of sound there, like the vibration of sound, of tone, of your voice. I'm feeling it feels like your voice is your word and your power. I'm kind of picking up on that a little bit. So let's get a supporting tarot energy here. The Two of Wands. Yeah, it's like this reflection energy of like looking out at like what is your truth, but also like what is the love that you need to bring in. Like we all have different callings and interests, and it's meant to be that way. We're all meant to be very different. It brings a lot of variety in frequencies that we're able to bring in being different. So we have the Two of Wands here, and it is very much like I am really picking up on like the reflection energy here of like where have you been, and like this energy that came in previously is like that's the direction, the where you want to go, right? And we have the King of Pentacles, which was on the bottom of the deck after I pulled the Two of Wands card. And this feels like this is back connecting to the earth energy. This really feels like a love of like nature. This feels like a connection to the power of the earth. I know that I have been called to really start just like reconnecting with the earth a lot more, because there is so much power and we are so easily disconnected from nature, from our roots, from our lineage even. Like it's really easy for us to disconnect from where we come from when it comes to the earth, but also like when it comes to the stars, right? Like it's really easy for us to get disconnected from our truth because we're bombarded with so much bullshit, frankly. I'm feeling the intentionality, but I'm also feeling like that nurturing energy that was coming through, and it's like I'm feeling like the energy of speaking it into existence as well. The King energy, King is fire and the Pentacles is earth, obviously, and this feels like a very potent alchemization, I guess, of like this creation of like what comes from working with your fire energy in a mastery of earth, in mastering the earth element, if that makes sense. Embodying earth as a fiery individual, right? Like we all have fire within us, whether it's very prominent and you are not, like you have a soul flame, you have a fire within you. And this is very much the King energy, is like grounding that fire into the earth. So let's pull one more supporting energy card here. The Queen of Swords. Wow, quite powerful energy here. The Queen of Swords is so much about boundaries. It has that ferocity energy of the swords. And so the Queen is water energy. The Swords is air. And we have the King of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So this is really like really connecting to that air energy, that sword energy of like that focus and like clarity and like determination that I was speaking to earlier. Like this feels in connection with that, and it feels like this like deep knowing of self and of truth, right? Swords also speaks to truth. And so it's beautiful that we have all the sword energy here. And so these three cards in combination feels like having this kind of unwavering certainty of who you are and what you are bringing into the world. Like with this King energy, what we are bringing into the world, like knowing who you are, where you want to go, and like using this like accessing the love within you and the love around you also, in order to like get clearer on these energies, these parts, right? Because sometimes it can be hard to find self-love. It can be hard to really feel love for yourself, but also like the fact that you are loved because you exist, which can be kind of a lofty idea if you're really struggling with self-love and acceptance, but like that is truth. And whether you believe that or not, it just is true. And if it helps to receive that from me, like, you are loved because you exist. I really, really hope that you know that and you feel that. So what can you do to expand on that love and bring that in a little bit more? Okay, let's pull a guidance card. Guidance for the month of October. This is another Rebecca Campbell deck. It's her new one, actually. So what is our general guidance for the month of October? Nothing is impossible. Open to the unexpected. You'll find a way. I love this energy. I smiled when I saw the card. This brings so much hope. This feels like the light, the like soul flame within you, that like when shit is really hard and it's falling apart and it's like nothing seems to be working, nothing's going your way, like, is it gonna get better? Or maybe it's not even that terrible, but it's still just not like great. Or you're just dealing with some kind of challenge or struggle. It's just like this flame within you, this light within you is there. And it might be hard to see right now, but it's there. And it's not going out ever. I mean, you'll pass and it won't be existing in your physical body anymore, but it will still be in your non-physical self once you leave this earthly experience, right? Like that flame and that light is always there. Open to the unexpected, you'll find a way. It's about trust, really, and that can be really hard for a lot of us. I know that. You know, what can you do to build more trust with your spirit team, with your intuition, your higher self, with yourself, right? Do you have a spiritual practice? Do you do self-reflection and see like where you're at so that you can understand why you are maybe reacting or behaving the way that you are? Have you been doing some shadow work? Have you been kind of delving a little bit deeper into who you are so that you can understand yourself better? The more you understand yourself, the more you have compassion with yourself, the more that you can trust yourself. And that goes again with like with other people, right? But also with your spirit team, your divine support system. How can you connect with them more to really feel this like unwavering light that exists within you? Wow. Okay, what an interesting month we have ahead of us. As always, I mean, it's been a pretty interesting few years, life really. I would love to hear if this resonates with you, and what your takeaway is from it. If you're not a part of my free membership space, I do have a free Reiki infused guided meditation. It's a centering meditation. It's in my free membership space. There's a link in the description. Grounding Spirituality is the name of the space. And again, I do have my books open for October if you wanted to schedule a one-on-one with me. And I hope you have a beautiful October. Make sure you take care of yourself, get some rest, find some peace, and have a beautiful rest of your day.